Okay, Cupcats, so I'm going to do the activity today with you. I'm going to be watching the Mystery Science and doing it. So if you have the materials, why don't you just go ahead and join me, all right? Hopefully you can hear Doug. If you're not doing the experiment, just watch and see what we're doing, and we'll just go from there. I will do my best to make sure that you can see the screen or at least hear what's going on. All right, so here we go.
We are going to play a game called Science Fruit or Science Vegetable. It's your job to think like a plant scientist and figure out what's a fruit and what's a vegetable. To a plant scientist, a fruit, like this apple, has seeds in it. A vegetable doesn't have seeds in it. So to figure out if a food is a fruit, you're going to take a look at a slice of it and search for seeds. If you find seeds, then you know it's a science fruit. If you don't find seeds, then you know it's a science vegetable. Remember, you're thinking like a plant scientist, not someone at the grocery store. To play the game, you need a worksheet, a pencil or pen, and a toothpick. When you're done with this step, press the arrow on the right.
Okay, so you don't need the worksheet, you don't need a toothpick, you don't need a pencil. We're going to keep this very simple.
All right, now that you have your supplies, listen carefully and I'll tell you what's going to happen. Pay attention. If you don't listen, you won't know how to play. Here's how it's going to work. Your teacher's going to hold up 5 different foods, one at a time. With each food, you're going to decide whether you think it's a science fruit or a science vegetable. You'll do this by answering the first question on your worksheet. It's the question that says, what do you think it is? If it's a science fruit, you'll circle that. And if it's a science vegetable, you'll circle that. Don't do this now. Wait till we start playing and your teacher holds up each food. That's when you can guess what you think it is. Then, after your teacher has held up each of the 5 foods and you answered the first question 5 times, your teacher's going to pass out slices of each food. What you'll do is you'll take each slice and look carefully to see if you can find seeds. If you do see them, you'll dig them out with your toothpick. And then when you do that, you can answer the second question there on the worksheet. Finally, as the very last thing, the class will talk about what they discovered and you'll decide together if each food was a science fruit or a science vegetable. Now, get ready to pay attention to your teacher and play science fruit or science vegetable. We're going to leave the directions up on the screen for you.
Okay, so let me flip this around so I can see. So the first thing that I'm going to do, hold on, I lost my screen here.
All right, now that you have...
Let me go back here. Sorry, Cupcats. Let me make sure. They're going to leave it up there. Okay, so the only thing that I don't have is the radish. But I did grab a couple of different things. So let's start first. And of course, I can't hear you. But be thinking in your mind, right? This is part of being a scientist. So the first one, we know what this is. It's an apple. Very, very common in Henderson County. So first one, it's an apple. So what do you think it is? Is it a science fruit or a science vegetable? Okay, first one, apple. Next one is a cucumber. So what do you think? Science fruit or a science vegetable? Cucumber is my second one. My third one is my orange. Is that a science fruit or a science vegetable? Okay. Then I have tomatoes. Okay, tomatoes. So think science fruit or science vegetable. Let me line these up so you guys can see them all. And then last but not least, I replaced the radish with something different. So this last one is what we call sweet pepper. So what do you think? A science fruit or a science vegetable? Okay. So if we open them up, let's start first with our apple. So if we open, hi, Thomas just got home. So if we open this guy up, our apple, and I look inside my apple, again, we don't need, there we go. So if we look at my apple, see, this is on the fly, Cupcats. I don't practice before I record. So look at what popped out. So of course we know if we found seeds, it is a science fruit because it has seeds. So apple, if you guess science fruit, you are correct. Okay. Our next one is our cucumber. And I'll show you this. This one I might have to use my knife. Let's see. If I dig in here, do I have little seeds is the question. Let's dig a little bit deeper. Ah. You see that? If you guessed science vegetable, you are incorrect. This is a science fruit. See those seeds inside? Okay, remember, think like a scientist. Orange. Okay, let's dig around. Now these ones are a little bit harder. See anything? Now if you were here in person, you would take apart the orange, maybe at home. And let's see. I just dug through and look at what I found. A seed. Science fruit. All right. My tomato. Get this guy open. What do you see? This would be your science fruit. Then last but not least, we had our sweet pepper, right? Which a lot of us, we think, oh, vegetable. But wait, if I cut the top off, look at what I see. Seeds. That would be our science fruit. All right, let's see what else Doug has to say here.
All right, now that you have your supplies, listen carefully and I'll tell you what's going to happen. Pay attention. If you don't listen, you won't know how to play. Here's how it's going to work. Your teacher's going to hold up 5 different foods.
Okay, so what Doug at the end of this one wanted us to talk about, or wanted you to think about, is when we go to the store and we think about vegetables and we think about fruits, how they're, categorized, fruits and vegetables, of course. That means there must be something else that makes a fruit and a vegetable a vegetable. I mean, why else, if scientists say that if you find seeds inside of it, it would be considered a fruit? Well, guess what? Vegetables are considered a fruit. If that vegetable has seeds inside of it, it's called a vegetable fruit. Even fruits have fruit. So I want you to think about that. Use your Chromebooks today. And if you want to, why don't you share some of your ideas? Why do you think when we go to the grocery store and we go to the vegetable section, and in the vegetable section, I pick up something like a cucumber, or I pick up a tomato, which has been argued forever since I was in school, whether a tomato was a vegetable or a fruit, and then even a pepper. Why at the grocery store would they call a vegetable if that vegetable had seeds, which would make it a fruit? Keep you thinking today, Cubcats. Share your thoughts. I'll be around 9:30 to 1:30. See you soon.